Sawyer, Malcolm, a pleasure to be speaking with both of you. Malcolm, I'll ask you first. I'll say, how are you? And how does it feel to be answering the same questions over and over and over again today?
I'm pretty good. Hope you're doing good, and it's fine. Honestly, I don't mind it.
Right. It has to be a pleasure to be doing the junket for this, doing the press, because you filmed this a long time ago. When did you film Bloat?
It was like September 2022, I think.
Right.
So it's
That
it's been a
was
while.
quite a while ago. And sorry, we'll ask you a question 1 second because it's a pleasure to be speaking with you. But Malcolm, first thing goes to you. The Steve character. Are you very similar to Steve? Is there much Steve in you?
I would say, yeah, I kind of played him the way I'd be a brother to my own brother, and I'd say we're similar, yeah.
Now, Sawyer, same thing at you. How are you? And then I want to know the Kyle character. Is there a lot of Kyle in you? Did you put yourself into the character much?
Um, yeah, I'm doing great, thanks. And I'd say in terms of Kyle himself, he's a pretty normal kid, nice guy, and I feel like he wasn't too hard to, just I just acted how I normally act. But when it comes to his other side, being, the cop or the monster,
Hmm.
it's very unlike me. It's a monster with it thinks differently than humans, and so I just tried to make myself, as different as I could possibly be from how I normally act. So yeah, yes and no.
Did you have to prep a lot for the role, Sawyer?
Um, I wouldn't say a lot. I definitely did research on kappas and, I tried to put myself in the mindset of what a monster would be like. But I didn't, prep a lot.
Malcolm, what about you? Did you have to prep a lot for this role? That's the first part I'm curious about. And then the second part is, did you have the whole script to work with, or did you just have your lines and your scenes when you first got it?
So in terms of prep, I didn't really do that much. I mean, I looked up some stuff about kappas, and I read more about like screen life stuff. But and so yeah, we had access to the full script. We actually got it uh when we auditioned, which was pretty great because I got to read the movie before auditioning for it, get an idea of what it was about.
Mhm.
So yeah, we had access to the full script.
I was curious about that because both of you have worked in a lot of great television and film projects. And Malcolm, one of the shows you worked on that I loved was The Other Two. And I can't imagine when you filmed that they gave you the whole script for that episode.
No, it's pretty unique. I've never been given the script right at the audition, so that was pretty nice.
Got it. So that you just answered that. So this is one of the first things you worked on, if not the first one, where they went, here's the whole story, and you're allowed to know the whole thing. So had you known Sawyer before landing this role?
I hadn't, no.
And Sawyer, you didn't know Malcolm either.
No, I didn't.
So when you two found out that you were cast together, Sawyer, did they do what's called a chemistry read, or they went, hey, you two should meet up and talk?
Actually, no, they didn't. But I met Malcolm. We definitely had a great, on-screen and off-screen chemistry, and were able to work really well together. So yeah.
Yeah,
The
we were
first
staying in the
day,
same hotel.
Mhm.
wow. So the first time that you met was at the hotel or on the set?
I think I don't know.
I can't remember.
It was a while ago. I think you just said September 2022 was when
Yeah,
Bloat was filmed.
yeah.
Yeah, and we
Wow.
did a whole in January too.
Wow. Okay. So Sawyer, how did this compare to, say, working on Antlers or Shrinking or Modern Family? Was this a faster approach where it was like two or three takes per scene?
It was a very unique approach, I'd say, in the sense of it being screen life in some ways, but also, I feel like we definitely didn't take too long on each thing, but I think that's just because everyone working was really great, and Pablo had like such a clear vision, and she was really good at directing us, so I feel like we were able to get great takes pretty soon.
You agree with that, Malcolm? Everything that
Yeah,
Sawyer's
yeah, I
saying
would
is
agree.
true?
For sure, yeah.
So, Malcolm, are we allowed to know what project is next for you, where we can see you next, or Do we just have to keep checking social media to find out?
Just gotta keep waiting. We'll see.
Now, when you're not busy with acting, what's your main hobby? What's your main passion?
I swim competitively for my high school and for a club team. So I'm pretty into that right now. I've been, yeah, practicing like a couple times a week in the off season. So that's my thing, yeah.
Swimming, is there a more discipline-oriented sport than swimming?
Wrestling?
Are
No,
you
no.
also interested in amateur wrestling?
I've never been a wrestler, just swimming. And I used to play baseball.
Okay. So athletics. Sawyer, what about you? The first thing, are we allowed to know where we're going to see you next? Are there other projects that are announced or public yet?
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Uh, yeah. In terms of hobbies, that when I'm not acting, I'd say I love playing basketball. I do that a lot, and I love to write, draw, make music, stuff like that.
Hmm. And making music, does that mean you play instruments?
Yeah, I play a little guitar, and I like to produce music on my computer too, stuff like that.
Wow. So in terms of producing music, do you use GarageBand or Pro Tools or
Or just
Logic?
garage band.
Wow. Okay. Is there ever a point where we're going to be able to hear the music that you produce?
Maybe. We'll see if I ever make anything good enough.
Oh, okay. So quality control. Do you have
Mhm.
you also been to concerts or do you go to concerts?
Not yet, but I love listening to music, and I'm sure I'll go to one sometime.
Got it. So Malcolm, are you also a sports fan besides playing competitive sports?
I've watched football. I love football.
Who are your teams or who is your team?
Ravens.
Wow. Why the Ravens? Are you originally from Maryland?
No, but we're decently close to Baltimore, and I've never really been a Commanders fan, so that's the closest team that I've always supported. I don't know, just kind of.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to be in Baltimore for the first time in a long time for a concert festival in May. Do you have a restaurant that you go, this is my favorite spot that Darren should go to?
Uh, Honestly, not that I can think of. I don't usually we just get fast food if we're up there.
Is there a good fast food? Do you have Jollibee or something like that, a specialty fast food favorite?
I just like Five Guys. That's my
Oh,
favorite. So
Sawyer, have you had Five Guys burgers and fries?
Mhm. Very
Okay.
good.
Very good. So you like it, Malcolm likes it. Okay. And my last question for both of you, and I'll go Malcolm first. Is there a kind of role that you eventually hope to have that you haven't had yet?
that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I've always kind of liked roles where I have to like get in contact with raw emotion and that kind of stuff. But I'm not really sure, to be honest.
So again, we have to keep checking social media to wait and
Yeah.
see. And same question at you, Sawyer, before I let you go. Is there a kind of role that you hope to have in the future that one day, fingers crossed, will happen?
I mean, I've always wanted to be in like action movies, be like an action star, get to do cool stunts and stuff like that. I think that'd be fun. So yeah, something like that.
Cool. Well, hey, congratulations to you both on Bloat. Looking forward to the future projects. And Sawyer, I hope to hear your music in the future.
Thank you.
Paltrocast.